Desktop mic level checking out fine. My mic level looks also sublime. Didn't think of a rhyme. In time all snaps and... Oh, the beat's gone. Anyway. Just... Checkmark, checkmark, checkmark. Test. Chat works, buttons work. Radio's playing. Got my pen. Got my mouse. Got something to drink. Not singing in a comfortable position. Then you should go to sleep if that is what you want instead of your song of weep. You're bringing everything down. Gonna hit skip now. Next up on Pretzel, a song called Coins by a name I can't see from here. By Crossalot. Crossalot? Crossalot. Oh, this one's great. Alright. Have to save this one so we can play it later, maybe. That seems like it's going to be fun. Now then, Ripley. We did a little test. And the buttons, are they at my behest? Oh, Ripley. Ripley. The buttons, they were working like 2 seconds ago. What happened? What happened? Did this thing come detached? No. If I unplug it, plug it back in again. Ripley, it just worked. It just worked. All right, if I click here. All right, of course that works, Ripley. But that's not what I need. It's not what I need. Patty Press is in the house tonight. Gonna party, gonna have a good time. Anyway, Ripley. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah, shut up. Just play the intro and we'll figure out the button thing someday.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
And tell your hot mom.
Hot mom.
There's no such thing as grownups.com.
That's a website. All right. We're on this camera. Okay? Now I'm gonna click down here, and I'm gonna draw on thing. Make a little circle. Oh hey, drawing works. Now I'm gonna see if Milo can say anything. Why? Why does it work right up until I start streaming? I'm not gonna restart now. Anyway, my name is Curtis. This of course is Milo over here. But if I hit Apple Tab, then I can switch back over. That's right, Apple Tab. That perked you up. And I can be like, hey, now it's my turn to talk. Look at me talking. Look at my mustache. Look at it go. Do 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 do. Is that to the Mega Man theme? You're like singing about your mustache now? I don't know what you're talking about. Rating Bed? Are you talking about Rating Bed? It's Mega Rating Bed. Rating Mega Bed. Hey, they've got guns for hands. I lost my trail. Anyway, that went nowhere fast. Ripley is, of course, behind the thing, running the thing with all of her buttons and whatnot. Batman's hanging out in the shadows, and Major Penguin's over there. I didn't bother setting up the other camera, because who cares about Major Penguin? Nobody. Nobody cares about Major Penguin. I care about Major Penguin. I care about him daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I do not know. I'm like a throwing of a harpoon, daily and night as well. This also won't stop. Have you ever fried up a DJ like bacon, burning them, because you just don't care or stop? Because your mother, she will take care of it. No, she won't. Just words are for your mother. But your DJ, he will revolve and resolve that thing that you need. Anyway, that's a great... No, that's the worst reason. Nobody likes you. So anyway, that's what happens here. Now, of course, with quarantine and whatnot, this is going to get better, of course. I mean, that's not going to get crazy. Think that maybe, if it does come to the point where you legally have to just stay in here and not go out and interact with anybody in the world because of the COVID-19, 20s, 18, all of the COVIDs, that, you'll just start talking to yourself, that you'll just start, like, having weird delusional conversations with nobody at all. No. I mean, worst comes to worst, I could just talk to you. I mean, you're the one who always points out, never mind, you know what, that's cool. I'll be here for you, guy. When you start going super insane, we can have a long old conversation about it. And that won't make anything, therapy bills go up for anybody. Everything's going to be super fine. Look at my mustache. It's delightful. It is. It's a delightful mustache. Who doesn't like that mustache? I should have moved that light. But not that it makes any difference. And anyway, yeah, that's the thing. If anything, now it's like, hey, permission to quarantine, like permission granted by the government. I skipped the market this week. It was right at the cusp when everything was kind of like, hey, seriously, we're going to start shutting things down. No group things. It's just not a good idea. That's the only way. It's like the only way to spread it is to be around people. Excuse me. And talking too much and too fast is a great way to try and stifle a burp while you're talking on camera. But yeah, I don't know. I went out shortly after we talked last Tuesday and got a few things at the grocery store. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Everything still seems pretty fine. I didn't get a ton of things, but it's like, this is, if worse comes to worse, I can survive, for a few weeks on this for sure. Like, survive. And then I got a few more things, like, all right, now I'll be, like, more or less comfortable. And then last night, I talked to my mom, and she's like, have you been watching the news? Have you not had the TV on? It's on all the time. All the things are the thing. And I'm like, yeah, it's terrifying. And then I was just like, maybe I should watch some news. I mostly just read some things as it goes through the internet. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not being jammed down my throat by five old guys saying things and terrifying me. It's like, I can read this at my own pace is a better way to say it. And yeah, so I figured, hey, I guess let's get up on what's going on and just click on, hey, what's going on in Nova Scotia specifically. This streamed earlier today or last night, and a guy just like, by the way, here in Halifax, there's been this many this many outbreaks, or this many cases, I should say. And that's like an hour away from here. Again, fine. But yeah, and he's just like, so, it was like a 50-year-old couple, as near as they can tell. Like, they came into contact. They met up with some people that were traveling from out of country, and now those people are gone. We don't know where. We don't know who they are. Like, what? What are you talking about? I've only been watching the news for like 14 seconds, and you just destroyed my whole world, old man. You've destroyed my whole world. And I don't even... Hey, what about, is there a doctor there? Is there a doctor in that house? Not Dr. House per se. That would be ridiculous to have some sort of imaginary doctor to be the Nova Scotia representative letting us know on all the things that we should or shouldn't do for Nova Scotia health during this pandemic. But anyway, tell me this, not that I know the answer at all, but tell me about the doctor that was on the internet TV. The doctor that was on the internet TV, even better than House. Oh, it's so weird. Pat commenting with so many different alii. He's going through and he's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like the mayor, or I'm like the whatever I am. I'm Government McGee. And this is what I have to say to thee about coronavirus and washing your hands to the tune of happy birthday. And he's like, but yeah, like, isn't that right, Dr. Strang? Like, Dr. what? Yeah, so anyway, Dr. Strang, he's like our head guy. He's the one who's going to tell us everything. Dr. what now? Dr. Strang? Doctor Strange? Are you saying Doctor Strange? And I'm like, he didn't have a name that's very close to Doctor Strange. It's just like a letter off. Like, that's crazy, because now I'm just watching the news for that, aren't I? And then his name comes up on the screen, and it's Doctor Strange, except without the E. Just get rid of that and Doctor Strange. And I mean, and that's fine. That's fine. In a world, though, where the MCU, where the Marvel Cinematic Universe has taken over our hearts and minds for the past so many years, and then let's even go Norman Osborn type or Kingpin type even. We don't have to go to Lex Luthor. We can leave the DCU over there and just stick with Marvel villains. But you know, we've got this maniac, this Kingpin, rising and saying crazy things, actively, as near as I can tell, trying to destroy the country, the world, with his terrible, terrible outbreak advice. Yeah, just go to work. It's going to be fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, worked out great for Die Hard. We'll all just climb around in air ducts, fighting for our life from a virus with Uzis. Like, no, it's not going to work the only way. So, you know, in that world, in Nova Scotia, at least, where I am, we can look to a hero who we've already looked to before, oops, no, I don't want to delete the chat box. Let's just leave that where it is. I don't know why that would happen. Interrupting my exalted speech. But in a world where not but a year ago and a year before that, we looked to a doctor, a strange Dr. Stephen Strange, who had who was a master of the mystic arts. There we go. I remembered what he was. And he could turn back time. He could find a way to change all the things that hurt you. And you'd say, I should have stayed home. I'm not even supposed to be here today. And there's a plethora, that's a fun word, of movies and songs and just references about just don't go chasing those waterfalls this week, this month. Let's just take a month off. We've all been wanting. It's been winter and it's been terrible. We're all just like, if we could just hibernate. Why can't I just hibernate? If I go down to the woods today and I go in disguise, can I hibernate with the bears today? And, you know, snuggle up, but all I got is between their thighs. I could snuggle up in their cave and avoid their eyes. That's probably... Anyway, we've all been looking for some kind of break, and as near as I can tell, if you don't work in the streaming industry, most people are either, hey, you're going to have to take some time off, and hopefully one of these many government programs or your business will still take care of you, and you won't suffer under the weight of the economy and how that works. And then other people are like, hey, yeah, no, you got to keep people alive. Okay, that's crazy. And that's what so many people are doing. And then there's the nerds like me that are, hey, what do? I draw stuff for people who don't leave their home and stream their video game plans to the world and their artistry and their music playing. And just sometimes they're hanging out stuff. And that's what I do. So... Pat Prowse cheered 25 to... Oh my god, I totally forgot! I got an email that said I could make bits worth emotes now, that you can get emotes for those bits, and I didn't. That was the other thing that I should have been setting up. But, you know, the apocalypse is upon us. It's all Armageddon-y outside, and I don't have a Bruce Willis to take my place. That makes sense. Don't look at me like that. So anyway, that's... Oh. Forgot my buttons don't work. The big old tirade. I was going to cut you off and say that the big old tirade. I like finish your sentences by making you feel bad, but with the buttons not activating properly, that's, you know, it's just a real shame. Real shame I don't have the timing that I wish I had. So anyway, what are we going to draw today there, Jerkface? What are we going to draw today so we can get to some actual stories? good point. I don't know what to draw today. I've been working on the comic. I should have opened up some of the files, but I changed up the cover that we worked on last week. I did a back cover. I added like another 15 pages to the book, so right now it's like 55, 56 pages instead of the 30 I was shooting for. Graphic novels are still like in the hundreds, or over 100 anyway, so I can't do that right now. But since everything is kind of postponed, maybe I should just keep filling pages until it's however long it is, and then it can be a nice compendium. Super easy to set up, barely an inconvenience. Let's go to the drawing camera. Actually, first, Ripley. Hey, sweetest angel. Could you just distract everyone for 2 seconds? I'm going to see what it looks like if I turn off this other light. Alright, that feels way too dark. But only one way to find out. Only one way to find out. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah. That feels a little better. I don't feel like my face is on fire. Always on fire, face. Drawing camera. Alright. So I was partially thinking, maybe let's just doodle something for once. I haven't done that in a while. Way better. That was harsh. That was some harsh light. Because it's a harsh night. It's a harsh night. Oh, snaps. So what do I do when I can't think of anything to draw? I start splooshing a circle on the page. I make it real sketchy, so it looks like I know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm drawing like the wind, really trying to figure out these shapes, but I'm not. I'm just buying time. Faking it. Oh, there's some eyes. Turning into something. Didn't really expect to do that. I don't want to draw Milo. It's going to turn into a Milo. No, that's no good. You know what? Maybe I can... Oops. I just lean over here. Click on this. Oh yeah, I didn't export it. I don't know if this is going to work, actually. Oh, it did. How about that? So, still working on the text for the back. So far it just says, hipster retro nonsense and cats. Oh. Hopefully I didn't do anything weird. Nope, everything's fine. So, can't, like in the old days, you could hit Apple Shift W and it would just show you the work area and not your whole desktop. But can't do that anymore. Can't do that. They got rid of it. And then the front cover is this. So the background gradient, if you will. That's kind of, for me, it's a little bit reminiscent. If you grew up on some Ataris, there's a little bit of Frostbite in there. A little bit of Sea Diver? No. Sequest? Maybe. Submarine Johnny? Definitely not. But anyway, they had some nice staircasing that made me feel good. And then some little clouds. And I added the beard detail because I figured, hey, if you're going to sell a hipster book about a nerd with a beard and his cats, then show the beard. Show the beard. That's how you're going to get them. But yeah, I love playing Sequest. I love the sounds that it made. Didn't understand any of them. And the game never went anywhere. It just kept going and going and going. Oh my. Well, yeah, so I have put a bunch of pictures up. If you go to the No Such Thing as Grown Ups Instagram, for every page that I've put up in the last week or two, there's usually about 5 other pages, some that go with that page. So there's a bunch more sequential stuff, not just a page after page of one-offs. It's more of a more of an actual story, I guess. I don't know. It's still mostly nonsense, but eventually some of the things Voltron together and combine to call back to stuff from the beginning of the book, stuff from the end. The Ninja Turtle stuff seems to connect in now. It's not just, hey, let's just cut to some Ninja Turtles. But yeah, the more pages I do, the more pages I think it should be. I have like a handful of comics that are like, this is like a graphic novel. It is around 50 pages. That's reasonable. But then I pick up the other ones that are like, now this is a real graphic novel. This is 160 pages. I can't wait though. I just can't wait. That's the real issue. I mean, they still serve the same purpose. They're overtly violent and out of control. But I put back in the strips where Milo's like, "Hey, Mr. Turtleman, can I ask you a question?" And the Turtle Man's like, "Yeah, what up? What's up, kid?" And one of them is, I don't know, I'm sure it's been on my Instagram before at some point. He's all like, "I can't find the Tootsie Pop Owl. Where is the Tootsie Pop Owl?" And then Raphael's all like eating a little Tootsie Pop. And he's just like, "I stabbed him. I stabbed him ninja style. He's been lying and lying and lying to children." And then Milo's like, "Did you take that lollipop off a dead body?" And then Raphael's like, "Confiscate it." Good times. Which is weird. All the other comics specifically have things that are like, hey, here's some stuff about the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, some mild to harsh swearing, but like very few and far between. And this comic, I was like, all right, let's make this one, for the most part, wholesome. Sayosaurus? That name is fantastic. Sayosaurus, Yesasaurus, say what you saw and you see on the seesaw, riding up and down with your Stegosaurus. Sayosaurus, what do you see? That doesn't make, what do you see? Ah, idiot. It goes, Sayosaurus, what do you say? What have you... No, damn it. The name is too good. Name is too good. Can't stop there. Can't stop, won't stop. Somewhere in here. It's a Sayosaurus. What do you have? No. There goes the Sayosaurus on a very fine day. It's the Sayosaurus. What does he have to say? He's got some spines and some spikes and stuff. But that's not all. No, it's never enough. 'Cause he's Sayosaurus. See what he says. A Sayosaurus. More's not less. Or she. Or they. They. Why not just they? Ah, ruined everything. Ruined the entire stream. Sayosaurus. And 25. No. In the bits. 25, 25. Do you've got jewel? Hey, I've got a bit. But they're just bits of digital shit. They're kind of magic, and what can you say? You got bits, and they're paying out yesterday. Nobody's naked here. Twitch, by the way. Nobody's naked. See? Oh, jeez, that was close. That was close. Have you been I guess that's the other thing too. Is just like my competition for Tuesday night also just went up exponentially as well. And I guess, oh hey, happy St. Patrick's Day. Totally forgot that was a thing. I usually don't deal with, don't get down with, don't jump on top of the St. Patrick's Day every year, other than top of the Patrick to you, Patrick Prue. You're the St. Patrick of this St. Patrick's Day glue. No, that doesn't make any sense. And yeah, so a lot of people are posting that. Somebody posted that some band is just like, we're just going to do a live stream concert for St. Patrick's Day. They're like, oh, this is like on top of my little ad for my live streaming. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. We specifically had like a, hey guys, everyone at the company, please stay in, stay safe. Everyone's working from home from now on, even though I don't know what it's like to go to a job for years now. Everyone, I'm always saying, why doesn't everybody just stay home? Y'all are nuts. And yeah, once all that stuff starts happening, when it's like, no, seriously, everything's shut down, then you break down and go crazy. Like, yeah, I think that's what I was saying there. I watched the news. Doctor Strange was there, and after like 5 minutes of that, I was like, I don't have enough. If I'm going to be trapped here, which is what I want and what I like, I've got plenty of video games. I have lots of video games. I've got a PlayStation and a Nintendo Switch. No, Nintendo Wii U. And lots of games on both of those I haven't played yet. And, the only real thing is water. And I mean, they're not shutting down the water, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Everything's okay. They're not going to shut down the power. And then my power went off for a few hours. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's Armageddon then. I guess it is Armageddon. I'll just sit in the dark and play with my keyboard. I don't know how to play keyboard, but I do it anyway. Follow my Instagram for more keyboard nonsense. Let's draw something else. So let's start with some structure for once instead of just going straight into dinosaur head. So just put a circle up here to start. That's where the head's going to be. Because if you want to build something strong, you want to start right and you don't want to go wrong. So lay down foundation, some structure you can trust. And then when it's time, you can draw in the bust. 'Cause you're making sexy dinosaurs and you're having a real good time. You're gonna do some streaming live and hope everyone is fine. 'Cause it's a bit of a pandemic. Pandemic? Oh damn, that pan sucks. So everyone's live streaming while they hold on to their butts. Oh, Sayosaurus. Everything I do is on the spot. I don't got time to sit around writing everything. Except when I do, and that's when I put them into books, and you can get the Sexy Book of Sexy Dinosaurs 1 and 2 from NoSuchThingAsGrownups.com. Poetry? Yeah, there's at least one book of poetry there right now, and another one coming eventually. Pat's still at work, making up TV, drawing more cartoons that you can watch. For free, maybe. I don't know. Got lost in what I was drawing and forgot what the last word I said was. Season 5? Season 5 of what? Am I missing something? Is it Canoe Kakas? Canoe Karas? Canoe... Is it that show? I thought so. Everyone's animating Canoe Kakas. I don't know how to say it. I'm at a loss. Forgot where oh, there we go. That's where I was going with this. Kind of do some perspective just for fun. A little foreshortening for everyone. Canistan. Now, even though I've talked to a bunch of people in the last few days, from going to the grocery store or just the neighbors in the hallway when I go outside to yell at children, clearly the longer I go, the more I go without talking to real people, the more things do become purely just song form. I'm just like, nope, I've got no reason for regular talking anymore. I don't know what this pose is. I don't know what we're doing. Normally I use some kind of reference, but let's just get silly. Let's just get silly for once, guys. Always so serious. So anyway, speaking of speaking with people, I did go to the grocery store for as quickly as I could. I left my gloves on, even though it wasn't that cold outside, and it definitely wasn't that cold in the store. I'll tell you why you gotta be serious. Because evil is serious. It's serious business. Are you still talking about that? I wasn't paying attention for a minute. Batman, seriously. Either be on the ball or go do some crime stuff. Just go do crime stuff. There's not going to be any crime in the dark shadow in the corner of my room. That's just a fact. That's just how it goes. Could I go? Could I be a sidekick this time? Could I go sidekicking? Please? No. It's dangerous. Half of them die, or you get very seriously injured. Also, you're not hanging around with some strange man in a cave. That's just not what we do. It's not what we do. Okay? In a lifeboat designed for 10, anything that's systematic will get you fated. So, I wore my gloves to the grocery store. I wanted to wrap my head in a scarf, but yeah, it's a little way too hot for that. This back leg, this whole pose is terrible. This is why you don't just draw stuff out of your head. That's crazy. You should always have some kind of reference. Excuse me. You gotta keep drawing serious. That's why so serious. Why not so serious? And those fingernails scratching down my back. Alright. Let's just do a standing pose. Oh, still be leaning on something maybe. Yeah, that's the weird thing is, again, you get thrown back. I thought when I was a kid, I thought someday there will be a day when it is like, okay, I can wear my gloves and I'm not going to feel crazy, or I can not wear my gloves and I'm not going to feel crazy. And I'm just talking normal winter conditions, how like, Theo Huxtable style, like wanting to hide your gloves and the thing. Delivery Dude animation. Remember drawing Ollie. That must be Peter, right? Peter? Delivery Dude. Did I subscribe to that? Yeah, I recall some comic strips about Delivery Dude by P Funk McGee. Yeah, it's got to be P Funk McGee. You're always drawing cartoons. So everybody should not only be able to take safety precautions, but they should also be able to feel comfortable. Again, this goes exactly back to my Bell Mobility Mental Health Day. This is the exact same thing. This is Mental Health Day on an immense scale, where it's like, hey, everybody, yes, some people only feel comfortable if they have 55 cases, boxes, crates, flats of toilet paper. Sorry, don't get too upset. Hopefully they are somebody that will share the toilet paper with you, or not. Whatever it is, you go hoard something else. Everybody has a different thing that they hoard, or at least will make them feel safe during these trying times. And then then there's people like that where it's like, Space Goonies got asthma. My friend Kirsten has a bunch of stuff, and she had to post like, a lot of you think I'm a nice, healthy person, but I'm not. So for the next month, don't come within 6 miles of me. Just stay away. It has nothing to do with you. It has not everything to do with me surviving through this, because I already have to avoid the flu. So this is just going to kill me. Stay away. And so once you actually take into account all of those things, what's going on here? There we go. Don't you start putting on your like caring hat and start caring, instead of, again, like, I don't know, like the way Facebook presents things, no matter what, whether you're trying to make a joke. That's why I just kind of stopped making jokes on there, where it is like, I only come here to be angry, because that's what it's for. Or announce live streams of stuff on the No Such Thing as Grown Ups Facebook page. That's just good stuff. My personal one, no use for it. No use for it. But yeah, it just presents everything as if it is just like, this is what everyone did against me today. Like, no, not really. Like, a lot of people like to bake. So if they think they're going to be trapped inside for, 3 weeks, 2 months, whatever, they're going to get all the baking supplies they can. And if 7 people do that, yeah, a bunch of the stuff is going to be gone. It's not, a war, and they are still restocking things, etc. At least here, anyway. Like, yeah, a lot of places, there's nowhere to go. You're stuck. And then, yeah, like that stuff, people that were like, hey, like, I don't care what you say. Like, I planned a trip. I'm going on that trip. Like, yeah, okay. What happened to all the memes that were, this is me enjoying, whatever, when, everyone canceled plans. Like, thank God, putting on your pajamas. Like, this is what I wanted to do. And then watching Netflix. And meanwhile, just like, don't you dare cancel my plans. That's another thing that happens. Like, no, people love it. People love it when plans get canceled. And yeah, you'd like to go to the beach, and somewhere in your head you're like, no, if I'm going to get quarantined somewhere, like on the beach would be the best place. Like, no, in a strange country, surrounded by strange people, running out of supplies, like that's not what you want. Just stay home. Just stay home. Oh my God, stay home. And yeah, the last thing I want is somebody to make me feel bad if I am just like, nope, I'm just staying home. Like, no, but still, it's just going to be, yeah, that's fine. Sorry. People will post blah, blah, blah if you do this and this and that. And it's like, oh, that sounds pretty good. And then somebody else will be like, nope, That's wrong. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, so the answer is still just stay home. The only thing to keep all this stuff away from you is a big old wall. And the best example that I saw was like, here's a person, excuse me, here's a sick person, do, 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 do. And a little dotted line animated wall goes up in between them, and that's the only thing. And then yeah, like even the wind change. Well, my biggest thing as well is it's not that it's not even that I'm that afraid of like people, showing up and infecting me, even though that's what most of my nightmares are about. It is in my head. Again, I know that this isn't what it is, but I genuinely do keep picturing it as if it is a snowstorm that's coming across or a cloud of virus that's coming, and it is like you just have to hunker down and hope it blows over. But that's not what it is. It's people. It's people interacting with people, and like I've been saying for years, stop doing that. It's weird. It's inappropriate. You know what? Yeah. Instead of drawing legs at all. We'll put her in a pool. How does one draw hands again? No, let's do this. That'll be a little umbrella. Yep. I'm gonna put a bunch of sparklies. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Now let's clean it up a bit. Let's make it look pretty. Oh yeah, I'll make sure to put a top on her before it gets too far, because we know my channel will get shut down mid-drawing. There, all covered. Or was Pat the one that reported me last time? Oh, Patrick. How dare you? So easily offended. So anyway, I keep trying to segue into it, and then I keep just talking about virus nonsense. So I was here in this room, and I could hear a noise outside, like a pew, 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 and then, you know, people kind of yelling or whatever. And I'm like, "Oy, what's this?" So I look outside, and out this window right here, I can see the dumpster. It's in the parking lot. And there's like 3 kids. One kid is sitting on the roof of the next garage. That's, you know, very low compared to this level of land over here. Another kid sitting on his bike. And a third kid has got an aluminum broom handle or mop handle, and he's beating the garbage with it. Like, the garbage dumpster is full, so he's just lapping away on garbage bags. You know, pieces of garbage are coming out, and I'm like, all right, yeah, no, this is insane. So I take a quick little video just in case. I'm like, I gotta go outside and tell them, please don't throw garbage around, and don't play in the garbage at this time. But whatever, you want to kill yourself, that's fine. I guess there's nothing I can say to that because rowdy kids are maniacs. But yeah, before I went out, the one kid that was like beating the garbage, stabbing at the garbage, he took the other kid's bike, he put it in the dumpster. And then the other kid took the bike out of the dumpster, sat there with no gloves on, touching the handles and everything. Like, all right, yeah, this is totally cool. What? Why doesn't anybody have parents anymore? And I'm like, again, just unacceptable. I just picked up garbage in the yard the other day. I'm the one who usually ends up doing it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't even want to leave the apartment anymore. But I'm going to go tell these kids, please don't. So I go down the stairs, out onto the front step, and from the front step, I'm like, hey, you know, it's just super not a good idea to be playing in the garbage. Like, just don't play in the dumpster. And you know, we don't need garbage all over the yard. And I always think, like, in my head, just saying, you know, this isn't a good idea will snap people in and go, oh yeah, of course, this isn't a good idea. Oh, what was I thinking? Like, this is a dumpster filled to the brim with garbage. Oh my god. So, before that happens, like I expected, the kid instantly jumps into, like, oh my god, feral mode, and just becomes this little, like, Joe Dirt type of kid. Somatic Saturn, following like a Mattern. I don't have a rhyme for that. You're coming back from Saturn. You come. Hey! What? I was. You know when you're just about to, like, try to come up with a little theme song when somebody follows, and then and then they tell you to go F yourself? Why is that? Why is that? I don't understand the world. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. You go to space and you come back from Saturn. And mixer's what you got. Wouldn't you like to have some fun? But maybe you should F yourself instead of trying to have some fun. Just F yourself with an old gun. Get myself some rusty scrapes up and down my face, in my butt and all over the place. Do 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 do. I can still have fun. So, this kid, he turns on me real fast, and he goes, "Ah, like, I've already COVID-19. I've already got COVID-19, so I'm fine. I can't get it again. I can give it to you. I'm gonna infect everybody." Like, what just happened? And oh, that's fine. I'm not a singer. I'm just having fun. So you're not good at commenting or enjoying streams or picking streams. You're terrible at this. You just followed me. Why? So this kid. Hi, Sloping Gorgon. What do you know? Stopping by for the crazy old show. So this kid is just like screaming at me like, I've already got the COVID-19. And then, like, I don't know, like, you know, again, things hit you in a certain way and you're just like broken or just fueled for an hour. And, hey, Sloping Gorgon, thanks. And the kid is just like, he starts going, like, what just happened? What just happened? Oh, snaps, wrong button. And I'm just like, what? Why aren't my buttons working? What's going on over here? This should, something just took a turn. Something just took a turn. So if I click there, hey, so this kid is just pulling dragon faith on you? This kid just suddenly is just breathing in your face like he's a little dragon, and he's trying to poison you with his imaginary diseased breath. Is that what you're talking about? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this little kid, I mean, not even little, like probably 12, 13 years old, is just like, I'm going to accost you with my breath. And I'm like, on any level, this is disgusting and weird. And I just, like, I don't even know, like, if this was the 80s and I was an old man back then, I'm jumping over the railing and that kid is going into that dumpster. That's just what would have happened. But it's the present, it's the future, and instead, I do what I normally do, and I start to just be like, no, like, let me diatribe you into belief. Like, nope, that's crazy. And before I get a word out, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize you don't care about anything. Sorry, just please don't throw garbage on the lawn or throw garbage around, you know, so we don't get rats and stuff. All right, thanks, goodbye. And I might have added, go F yourself. Or have fun effing yourself. Something along those lines. Or maybe I said I'll just go F myself then, you know, to keep it safe. And then, now will it do it? Oh, I don't know. My buttons are messing up. All right, I'll believe you for now. Somatic Saturn, I'll believe you for now. But I also know what it's like to have jerk friends that like to jump in on your things and wreak havoc. So yeah, he does that and I walk away. And there are people in the lobby of the building. So like an old angry old man, I'm like, does anybody own those kids out there? And, you know, I might be ready to scream at somebody. Because a kid just tried to dragon breath me. Like, broke me. Just broke my brain. And, you know, left me thinking, you know, do I believe in humanity? Like, should I, every few days there's somebody that's like, hey, excuse me, I'd like to remind you that there's no reason to believe in humanity. Bucket of turds in your face. And that's what this kid felt like to me. And just like, this is, I was believing in people again. You know, people are seemingly coming together. They're not really fighting around here. And then this kid just pulls this nonsense, and I'm just like shaken. So in the lobby, when I said that, I did not realize I was saying it to a bunch more children. And I'm just like, does anybody know those kids out there? And a bunch of tall children turned around. I'm like, oh, good. Now I have to fight the other half of this group. Oh, God. I was really hoping not to fight all the children this month. So one of the kids turns around and is just like, oh, that's probably Brayson. He's the worst. but clearly one of your friends who's always around here causing trouble. And he's like, "Ugh, like I'll take care of this. Like, what's gonna happen right now?" So this kid goes to the door, who I'm gonna say is maybe slightly older, but I don't know what's going on in here. They're definitely here meeting up with and talking to an adult, so I don't want to know, lest I have to call the police. And he just goes as far as the door, opens the door, and just screams like, "Stop it, Bryson! Get out of the garbage!" Grayson continues to fun around in the garbage. And then by the time I got back upstairs, washed my hands 6 times, they were gone. They were gone. But, of course, for, you know, the reasons I said earlier, Facebook is a place to go to complain about things. I go to Facebook. I don't post a picture of the kid just because I'm like, if somebody around here does see it and show it to that kid, he's coming back here and he's burning me to the ground. That's just what's going to happen. Hey, Paul. So, on my Facebook, after I write that, a friend of mine who lives around here, who's been here since I went to college here, she's still been here, and she has kids that are somewhere around that age, so she might be in the know, or she definitely is in the know of who the bad kids are, or, she's heard of the bad kids in town, as you tend to when you're a good mom. And hi, Cindy, if you happen to be watching this. But she writes like, "Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. You don't want to mess with that kid." Like, oh, geez. So I'm like, "Yep, he seemed like that kind of a kid." And she basically writes back, "Mm-hmm, and you were right." Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. Just like last week when that guy said, "Hey, if you ever meet my daughter, get away from my daughter." Not because you're not allowed to date my daughter, but because she'll put a knife to your neck. She'll what now? That's what she does. All right, cool. Awesome. Nobody goes to jail anymore. Everything is just a game you can play, a level you can add to the game. That is life adventures. Then you just spend your days walking around thinking, "No, I don't want no scrubs." Scrub is a guy hanging out the side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. "No, I don't want your number." "No, I don't want to give you mine." Oh my. Why don't I know how to draw anymore? But seriously, don't go chasing those waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. You're gonna get your own way, or nothing at all. But it's too late for you, yeah. And that little bitty, teensy weensy, tiny whiny, barely there, tiny little piece of bathing underwear that needs a strap that goes back around there. You gotta put some stripes on. So it seems like it's a pair. Then we'll go work on this arm. Avocado Shakes and Mr. Drake, Patty Prue and Space Goonie too. Everyone's here and they're waiting. And they're waiting for their cup of stew. 'Cause they're having a digital potluck. Everyone's pretending they brought something. They're having a digital potluck. They're just eating soup at home and trying not to suck. That's soup making. That's soup making. But yeah, I feel like other than that kid, I don't have a whole lot of crazy stories this week. Everybody's been exceptionally good to each other as I go out through the world the few times that I have, and the more that I avoid Facebook. What if I just trace what I got? Everything's slightly less depressing if you avoid that nonsense. Well, that hand makes no sense at all now. But yeah, also, mostly I've just been spending my time working on the comic, and you know, being terrified. Can the hand even do that? Yeah, I guess it can. Yeah, good enough. So, the other weird thing that did happen in this instance, sometimes, every once in a while, oh, button, work right now. Every once in a while, you're the weirdo in the story. You're the gross, thick person that needs to be talked about. Is that what this is? Did you accidentally turn off the stream right now when you just nudge that thing? No, everything seems to be okay? Alright, so why don't you click back into yourself if everything's working fine? Huh? It is. There we go. So yeah, I was the monster. Yeah, gradients are a mess. Animate is got out of control. So when was this? Friday. On Friday, my friend who I went to college here with 20 years ago was like, I'm going to be in town taking my son to see a show at some theater. I don't know where anything is. I was like, all right, cool. Well, we should be able to hook up for at least a few minutes. Like, everything is within 10 minutes of itself. So no big deal. She's like, I don't know. I'm staying up at this hotel. And I'm like, yeah, that's only 5 minutes away. No big deal. And then I'm going to like the cultural center. I'm like, yep. Not only is the cultural center like 60 feet away from my apartment, it's right below where you used to live and I used to live when we lived here. It's the theater that used to be below our apartment, and now it's the cultural center next to the pizza place and other things that weren't there when we lived there. And she's like, oh, okay, crazy. Like, I have no idea where anything is there anymore. Like, all right, that's fine. Like, just tell me when you're heading out and I'll meet you over there. So they were doing some stuff. And hello again, Somatic Saturn. So I go out, I wander around for a little bit, try not to, interact with too many people. There were some people that were going to share a drink from like the coffee place across from the thing. And I was like, whoa, 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 there's no sharing anything. I didn't know these people out of nowhere. They just said it loud enough that I was like, whoa, no, sharing's over, guys. Sharing is over. And they're like, no, like, we know each other. We're fine. Like, yeah, that's how it gets you, by knowing people and it being fine. So I definitely made their day unpleasant for a minute. But that wasn't the part where I'm creepy and weird. It was, but I forgot about that until just this second. Put some bubbles in there. Bubbles. So I farted around there for a minute. And it's about time for Mandy and her kid to stop to get here. That doesn't look like a fun umbrella. We gotta go full. No, let's go. Good enough. So anyway, I realized like, all right, she's gonna be coming in a few minutes. I'll head over to the theater where they'll probably park. I'm there for a minute. I hold the door open for a handful of people, and then I'm like, what am I doing? This is like, this is the through traffic. I'm getting all of whatever everybody's breathing. Like, this is insane. What's wrong with me? Also, I know Mandy. It's been 20 years, but I know Mandy. This steel trap doesn't lose anything. She's definitely going to go park over there in her old parking spot for sure, even though it's from 20 years ago. So I go down the block a little to the other corner, and I'm just waiting there for a minute. I have no idea what Mandy drives. All I know is what Mandy looks like, and that there will also be a small child in what I assume, is an SUV. So this SUV pulls up where I'm like, that's definitely it. It pulls around the corner into the parking lot, and I'm trying my best to see like, that's got to be Mandy. Like from here, it's a little bit rainy at this point, so I'm like, I've just lost my clear vision, and I don't know for sure, but that's either Mandy or I am possibly terrifying a strange woman who definitely would have gotten out of her car by now, if not for the fact that some man is like trying to figure out who she is. So I'm standing in the corner, waiting for her to like notice. Because I'm also thinking, like, she definitely looked over, right? Like, but I've got my hood up and stuff. Like, it's easy to not be able to tell it's me. It's been 20 years, but she still knows what I look like. We still have the internet. But, like I said, like, I can't see the kid, so I'm like, I don't see a kid. It's probably not Mandy. I should look away then. Like, I'm not standing on the corner waiting for you, lady. But still, like, it's got to be her, right? Somehow she managed to get out and still just be out of view. No matter what, she's just constantly out of view. I eventually realized because some man is stalking her and she's terrified. So she grabs her kid, who was in the back, but it was tinted, so I couldn't see it. I'm like, well, I don't know that. So she's like trotting up through the parking lot. Now I'm like, oh God. Well, now we're at an angle where I've kind of got to chase down a woman in a parking lot, and it's got to be okay. Even though I know that 400 lightning taco. Thanks, Somatic. I don't know what that means. I don't know much about Mixer, but I'm pretty sure that's like a bits thing or something. Tacos are great. So I start to like run them down, and you know, when you watch a movie and a lady is trying to get away with her kid from something terrifying. They had that body language 100%, and like, thank God it's still the middle of the day, it's nice out, and I do know that I know this person, and they're expecting me. They're like, I'm so terrifying right now. So I just say, like, pretty terrifying being chased out in a parking lot, huh? Again, also assuming as soon as my voice comes out, she's gonna go, oh, it's you. It's you. / once I turn around and really take a look, and she immediately turns around, she's like, oh my God, of course it's you. Like, yeah, the person you're supposed to meet here who told you where you're gonna park, like, yeah, anyway, big hug, like, nice to meet your kid. Sorry to terrify you. She's like, yeah, I was starting to message you to say, like, watch out, there's like a strange man in the corner who seems to just be kind of like there waiting for us. And she didn't text me that. I kept looking at my phone, kind of half expecting her to say something, but it's like, nope. And then she said, like, I'm at the parking lot on this street, and like, I don't see any street signs or know what the name of this street is, but it's gotta be this. Or it's gotta be you. So like I said, I chased her down. Big hug, everything's fine. And, yeah, turns out she did think I was a maniac. Happy scissors and a pizza. Happy scissors, hey, it's nice to meet ya. So that was fun. I mean, it was still, in the end, it's still fun to be a bit of a maniac, I have to say. And, in my head, I still know that there was a percentage of me that was well aware that if she doesn't notice me right away, this will be terrifying. The corner that I was at was also partially looking into a bar, so I'm like, how much does it look like I'm stalking someone in this bar as well? And I'm trying not to look over here. No matter what I do right now, everything is crazy. You animate faster. More in-betweens. Ease it in. Ease it out. That's what it is all about. Actually... So that's when I realized, oh, I am terrified to go out during these events. Because it was right before they were like, yeah, all right, like, minimize any group activities to, like, 150 people or something like that. And I'm like, that's still, too many people, I think. So we walked over to the theater and waited in there for a bit before the show started. And then I went home. And they went in to watch the show, and I was like, this show is like going to be canceled before it starts, right? Like, this is crazy. Oh, this is Milo over here. At the beginning, we introduced everyone. I think my buttons work here. Hey, hi, it's me, Milo. I've got my little hat, it's got a little M on it, so you know what my name starts with. All right, that's enough. That's enough out of you. Yeah, I can see. There's just a crotch on the screen. Sorry, all right? So things get out of hand real fast, and I forget what we were doing. But now we're not on the right camera. Apple tab. There we go. And what about my camera over here? I have a fancy microphone. I'm next to the shelf full of supplies. Why don't you use these supplies with me, Sarah? Because that's not my name, all right? Everybody, shut up for 5 minutes so I can draw some pictures. I would like to also talk about that serious thing again. Remember what you said? Shut up, you. You shut up too. We're drawing sexy dinosaurs, okay? I'm gonna go back. There we go. To the drawing camera. That's everybody. That's everybody for now, at least. Okay? And if my buttons worked, you'd all say more. But my buttons aren't working today. Yeah. I don't really feel like drawing bushes. So I'm not going to draw bushes. There we go. Save. This hand is weird. This hand is weird. This hand is weird. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It will soon be here. Oh, this hand is crazy. That's a little less crazy. And make a new layer to drop the color there. And then we won't mess up our lines and our hair. Orange? Let's go with a bigger brush. Bloop, 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 bloop. Well, you know my name's not Simon, but I also like to do drawings. Would you like to take a bath? Or would you like to have a gaff? Have a good old laugh while we draw in the tub. He's just Simon and I'm just rhyming. No reason of which to think. Or just making some things. But if I thought for a second, I'd realize I'm thirsty and I need a drink. A long way to get to that. Today, we're back to Poa Ra Day. It's delicious. And it's got vitamins B3, B6, and B12. Supposedly. Fruit punch flavored. Because that's the best. Oh, so thirsty. Did they stop at 12? Or were they like, well, B3? I was like, B3? I think we can crank it up a little higher than that, don't you? Like, all right. And they managed to make it up to B9 or B6. And they're like, come on. I think if we could double a B3, I think we could double a B6, don't you? And those vitamin scientists went back into the vitamin lab. Mixing vitamin multipliers hand over fist. Until they had a short list. Do I believe any of those vitamins are in there? No. No, I do not. Are you talking to Powerade right now? Do you think Powerade's listening? Dear Powerade, send me a case of Powerade. And in return, I will drink that case of Powerade. You're welcome. Excuse me. So then Mandy comes over the next day with her kid, who I've never met before. Why won't you select the color I want? And he's relatively a good little kid. And I don't know what's going on. I don't understand children. But I believe there was a text from Grandpa. Grandpa just like, hey, how you guys doing? Where you at? Like, oh, we're at Curtis's. Oh, say hi to Curtis. Hi, Curtis. Oh, hi, Dad. Say hi to Dad for me. And everything was fine. But of course, as kids tend to do, he wanted to press the buttons as well. And he's like, let me text Poppy back, or Grampy, or whatever this particular granded father was called. My small radish antenna gets all the stations I need. And when it gets all rotten, I'll grow a new radish antenna from a seed. From a seed. So the little kid texted Grandpapa. Or, well, he starts giggling as kids do, like, look what I did, and hands it off to Mandy. And Mandy's all like, oh my god, what is this? What did you even do? And again, this is why I never want to be a parent, and I just don't understand it. I know the parents just don't understand. But I don't understand what a kid's jam is either. She was like, oh my god. He's like, he just texted the swearing emoji, which I'm like, there's a swearing emoji? Which one is that? And the puking emoji, where I'm like, out of all the things this kid could have done, like, that's nothing. Like, that kid did nothing then. Like, wow, that's nothing. Grandpapa, of course, is like texting back question mark, exclamation point, question mark, like, what's happening right now? Why are you puking and swearing at your father? So she writes, of course, like, no, it was the kid. You know how kids are. They're maniacs. But the kid is just like, swearing emoji? I thought it was, and I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure what he said was, I thought it was the angry math emoji, or something about that, or the math yelling emoji. I repeated it back to him and said I should write this down as soon as he said it, and then I didn't. But I'm just like, the what? The yelling? What is yelling math? Who's yelling math? But to little kids, or in school, everything is yelling math, really. And then they left. Another friend came over for a minute to pick up some stuff. I did a tattoo design again, the flying cat witch with a cat on the broom on my Instagram. That's theoretically going to be on somebody's body eventually. So then I'm just like, oh, cool. Like, this is pretty much my first day of kind of deciding, like, no, I'm not going out anywhere. I'm not interacting with people. And so far I've let 2 people into my home. Of course, they're not from out of town. One of them's just from the streets. And as far as I know, well, no, I don't really know that. They were just at a concert. They were probably around lots of out-of-towners. So regardless, trust no one, not even yourself, and just stay inside. Like, as of right now, based on what I say, Or maybe the government should, or somebody else. Like, everybody should really just do a 14-day quarantine just to make sure. Just to be safe. You know, safety's sake. I mean, God knows I've been actively working towards, you know, getting some sort of permission to not have to go out into the world for a long time. For a long, long time. I finally moved up to 100 cc's on Mario Kart. And yeah, I can see how it gets real hard, starts getting real hard real fast. So I'll work my way up. I'll work my way up to the Pat and Space Goonie cc's. And then we'll see. Then we'll see. But so far, again, like I said, I was like, I'm really impressed with how well I did at just, you know, the easy level of going through courses. Oh, I didn't even know it went up to 200. You spelled that wrong, Alpha Bryce, I think. Or you don't know what that word means. I'm thinking I'm probably just going to disconnect Mixer next time. So far, very rarely do I feel inspired and creative by the tone of the mixers. Oh, Bomb King. I will. You know I ain't going nowhere. I barely let you in the apartment the other day. 'Cause he's the king of bombs. He doesn't have much to say, so he just goes out trolling anyway. He's dropping his bombs, leaving his damaged collateral. But all of his humor is strictly lateral. Oh my god, I still can't picture that. It's too much. It's too much cat in one place. Yeah, there's a few of them out there that I genuinely keep forgetting exist. Like, there's one that I don't know that whether or not it's become a tattoo or not. I guess you guys would have to tell me. Jill's friend. You gonna learn to spell later? What was it? It's like a mermaid. Yeah, it was a mermaid, but still with like a salmon head or some specific fish. She's like a fisheries person. Oh, I'll just get rid of Mixer completely. It's fun. It's fun to have an audience, but not one that I'd have to fight with. Especially if it's not a fun fight. Of course, I assume it's the same reason my like I told you about that other streamer guy who was like eating dog food and whatnot. I guess my brother was like poking at him, talking at him, trolling him. And the guy who pulled a knife on the cops, the guy who's streaming from rehab and testing all the dog foods, he banned my brother for being too much of a troll. So, who knows? Bomb King could be my brother for all I know. That's kind of his thing that he does. But I'm also pretty sure my brother doesn't know what Mixer is, so it's probably not him. But that's what some people do. Sometimes you go hang it in my parking lot and breathe at me pretending you're a disease victim. That's somebody's form of entertainment. Sometimes you just go on and say what you think might offend somebody when the things that I'm offended by, you'd be surprised by. And the things that I'm not offended by are all the things that you're saying. I couldn't care less about those stuff. I'm not 15. But it is. But it is. But it is. That's the... Oh, sorry. I missed Pat's thing there. She's like, but what is? There's a delay, right? I don't know what anybody's reacting to. But they're repacting to Pat. Cause when you got a Pat, you've got a stream genie. He'll keep you away from all the stream meanies. He's your Pat and you can count on that. No. I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny. But we've gone through this again and again. Everybody has a different reaction. I've definitely come across a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get this book home. Like, what's happening now? Like, oh no, these are just pinup art, except with dinosaur heads, so it's something different. Just something different and weird. I like drawing dinosaurs. I like drawing people bodies, but dinosaur heads are just more fun. Let's get some blue. Oh no! What? There we go. Seriously, why won't you color pick properly? Oh yeah. What time is it? 10 after 10. Holy snaps. All right, let's go a little bit of bluish gray. Bluish gray for the concrete. It's not set to paint behind anymore. Oops. Paint normal. Here we go. And then just for fun, no. Paint normal, smaller brush. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Then let's just leave it like that. And there. You can throw that into another dinosaur book, provided I hit save. And that's this week's Sexy Dinosaur drawing. Technically a little less hassle. That was the rough, and that was our preliminary. Then coming up with the comic, laying it out, and then whatever. This is just drawn from scratch, something I'm sure I've drawn 1,000 times. And then Pat comes in with 10 more bits before it's time to close our shits. Because our show comes to an end. Mixer people as well as friends. We've got a cat and some others, of course, and a penguin and a Batman who rides a horse. I don't know. Maybe with all the things shutting down, I'm not shutting down. I still have work to do. So still probably the same streaming schedule, always Tuesdays at this time. And if I ever get the urge to play video games on stream, I will. Dude was like, "Hey, how's like streaming going?" I'm like, "Yeah, same as always. I just draw stuff." You know what you should do? I'm sure not what I'm doing, something else. You should just stream games. But that's not really a thing that I do. I mean, I should, and occasionally I do, but mostly I want to do this. This is my thing. Fighting with weird cats is my thing. And he's like, "Yeah, you should do it." Like, and he lists like 2 streamers, and I'm like, "Yeah, those guys are great. I've watched at least one of them occasionally, but not really religious." Like, "Oh, I only watch those 2. So what would me becoming a game streamer do then? It would just mean I'm now game streaming. Like, you're not going to watch it. So I don't even know you. I don't care if you watch it or not. If you're not watching my current stream, then it doesn't matter. So I should just switch everything up based on nothing. Like, yeah. Like, that's how I got into doing Sexy Dinosaurs, because it's like, if you really want to make money, why don't you just start a porn company? Like, because I don't want to start a porn company. But what is the next best thing that still includes the thing I want to draw, but also, beer commercial logic works? And it is, there's people like Bomb Master or whatever that guy's name was that are just like, well, why would I buy a book? Or why would, if I can't get off on it, then what's the point of your stream? Like, that's why, because of people like you who are like, well, if there's nothing sexy, then why am I here? Like, for the stories and the fun, but clearly you're not here for that. So there, while I'm telling stories to good people, you can look at the dinosaur boobs, even though they're just half circles on a thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a robot. Maybe I'm dead inside. But I just think it's fun to draw weird things. But that's me. That's me. And all those Mixer people are gone by now anyway. They only stick around for a second, and away they go to go hate crime elsewhere. Other than that, this has been this week. I hope we had some fun. I don't know. I'll do something more interesting next week, maybe. Oh, I've saved. I've saved a million times. Now it just gives me donk every time I save. And yeah, I should right away save this to the folder of other dinosaurs for the next book. But yeah, I don't know. If I order a book to be printed, when will it come? And then when will I be able to sell it? And where? It's crazy. Everything's crazy. I was surprised that there was mail. There was mail. I'm like, oh, there's mail. I didn't think that was going to happen. I mean, nothing really shut down yet, but I'm like, the mail, that's where stuff comes from other places. Like, I don't even know. Literally like, pshh. Just gonna put this down and spray a bunch of Lysol air freshener disinfectant around it, and then I'll pick up the mail. Because, the mail comes from everywhere. Now, that sounds a little bit paranoid. It sounds like the best idea I've ever had. The bestie I've ever had. Everybody, spray Lysol into the air. If anything comes in your home, mail or otherwise. Am I overreacting? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Italy would say, no, sir, you are not. We wish we were as overreacty as you. But yeah, anyway, streaming is an essential in the world that is now digital, and that's what I do for a living, so I will always be at work, covered in Lysol and drawing pictures for the good streamers of the world. I did a bunch more work for Nick A30 this week, still doing doing some more that I'll finish off tomorrow. And that guy, he plays Fortnite, but he's just like so positive and so nice, and he's an hour away where they do have some outbreaks. But yeah, it's nice when there's like really great streamers out there. They're like, I would love to make more stuff for you, and I'm glad that this is my job to make fun stuff for fun people. And hopefully, yeah, if you're a streamer like Pat Prue 101, go follow him. He goes on space adventures and teaches you about space and whatnot. Instead of, just sitting there yelling at other little children about their gaming skills. Let's try to be a good person instead of pushing people down, taking their toilet paper, wiping your butt on their faces, and saying that's what you get. What are you talking about now? None of this makes any sense anymore. I think you're too sleepy. Yeah. I'm way too sleepy now. Way too sleepy. Pandemic. Anyway. I'll get to Staples one of these days when I'm not terrified. I still have laundry to do. I think that was a big thing, was like, should I go do laundry? I want to go to the laundromat, and normally when I go to the laundromat, I'm the only person there. But now I don't know. I can't wait till my laundry day. I gotta go now. I gotta get it done, or else I'll never leave again, and I'm stuck with whatever clothes that I have on. These clothes right now. That's it. Maybe I can borrow a Magnum PI shirt from Milo. Seriously, you know that I don't exist, right? Is this gonna be a thing? Yes, I know. That's my thing, is telling you don't exist. Oh, man. This comic book is gonna be way more meta than it needs to be. Full of fun. Hipster references. But yeah, I'll try to get to Staples, get that thing printed off for you soon. CTK. And then, yeah, wherever you want to put it, go nuts. That's on you. Both task-wise and physically. And Space Goody and Pat and Avocado Shakes and Matt, if you're out there as well. Oh, God. And Drake. Can't think of anybody else's names that might be watching. Daughter of Tyre, or Tyr. Still don't know how to pronounce that. Hi, everybody. Anyway, good night. See you next Tuesday. Thanks for thanking me for streaming, Patrick. And thanks you guys for hanging out. This is what we do. I don't know. My brain's broken. Pandemic is the only word I can think of. Oh, man. Ripley. Meow, 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 meow. Yes, play the credits. And theme credits. Hey, glue on my thing. Coming off, don't know where the garbage can is. Boom, 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 boom. Why are you making music noises along with the music? Jordan took time and energy to make you some music 17 years ago, and you're just gonna make noise over it? Well, you're just talking over it. Now, without the visuals, it just seems even more insane. Everyone knows you're just talking to yourself. No, I'm not. I'm talking to you. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, no, that's not how this works. Ripley,